They'll go to somebody who'll say, well, what you want to do is, you want to change your mind, so don't think like this and everything will be fine. Well, I tried that for years, you know. I knew I was in trouble, I knew I had to stop drinking, and I'd go and see all sorts of counsellors, and they'd say to me, now the next time you think about a drink, right, just think about nature. Think about this. And I tried for years and years. I tried to change the way I was thinking in here to overcome the addiction that was driving me to do all these things. Okay. And then I met a group of people who'd been through this, and it was in Alcoholics Anonymous actually. I went to Alcoholics Anonymous. I was only in there for 9 years before I understood what they were talking about. No, this is true, this. I went and I tried to listen with my head and try and work it out. But it was the penny dropped when all this other stuff was happening. It all sort of happened at the same time. I don't know whether you know about 12-step fellowships, but it's really all about clearing away the wreckage of the past so that your heart can be free, so you can become more of your essential self. And so you find out that what you thought was you was really not. It was a pretentious version of you. It was an egomania, right? And so what AA is about is you can't destroy, this is just my understanding, you can't destroy your ego. You just loosen yourself from the attachments that it gets attached to. Does that make sense? It's called the bondage of self. And I think what yoga does is, it uses various techniques to take you through, to disentangle you from the ego attachments, right? And so how do you know that you've got an ego attachment? Well, you feel disturbed. So if you're feeling disturbed, your ego's latched onto something. So in order to be free of it, you have to basically disentangle yourself from it. And if it keeps happening, you have to look a bit deeper. You know, and it may be that you're in a relationship, right, that you've been in for a long time that's sincerely not working, but you're afraid to let it go because you've been with somebody for 15 years. I'm not here to cause trouble, by the way, because, you know, but people hang on in relationships that are plainly bringing them down. You see what I mean? So you can tell emotional engagement is based upon fear. It's based upon defensiveness. So when the thought about leaving comes in and the grip comes in, it's the grip that keeps you where you don't want to be. Does this make sense? And as I say, I'm not trying to cause trouble here, but it means that you have to develop a certain level of self-honesty. Right? And I know loads of people who've gone their separate ways and it's freed them. And then they've actually met up with like a soulmate who they've been looking for years and stuff like that. So, and sometimes it's about staying in a relationship as well, you know. So there's all sorts of different things. Different people have different reasons why they latch on and keep hold of things. But if you automatically keeping hold of something that's keeping you down, then you're a prisoner to that emotional reaction. Does that make sense? So, it's about personal honesty. How can you tell you're in this sort of trap? Well, you just feel, and you just know, you know, in your heart, you know that maybe there's a different way to go. So, what I'm going to show now is, Chris has kindly agreed to do this. What I'm going to try and show is how just a simple thing that brings with it a certain amount of stress, how it impacts directly on your heart. Now, Chris, I know that you practice lots of these techniques and stuff, so you may be cool under pressure, but we'll see. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I just want you to relax as best as you possibly can. And from now on, and I know this is difficult, I don't want you to say another word. Is that okay? Sure. Lips are sealed. So what this will do is, we'll first of all pick up, this is the basis of the lie detector test, by the way. So we'll pick up, she's got a heart, so some of you are wrong, right? But this is a nice heart signal. So, Chris, I just want you to do your relaxing as best you can. Have we got a defibrillator in here, by the way? No, okay. No. So Chris is sort of, this is her heart trace, right? And you can see that it's going up and down, and which is normal. The blue, that should be in the green, really, if she was really relaxed. But it's difficult because she's under a bit of pressure. Now, Chris, I'm going to get you to do a simple little thing now. I want you to close your eyes and just listen to the instructions. And for the benefit of this 1 minute experiment, I want you to do this as rapidly and as carefully as possible. It's very important. If you lose it, go back to the beginning and start again. Do you understand? Good, because some people always say yes and they don't say anything. Okay. So, you can see that Chris is concentrating now and her breathing started to change. So, Chris, when I say go, I want you to think of the figure 300. And when I say go, I want you to subtract 17 from 300 as quick as you can. And when you get to that figure, I want you to subtract 17 from that figure. So in other words, serially subtract 17 from 300 for 1 minute. And at the end, I'll just say, now what's the answer? Then you can speak the answer. Nod if you understand. Okay, you do? That's fine. So I'm going to try everything in my power to put you off. But because you're focused, you'll be able to do this, I can tell. Right, her heart rate, by the way, is now gone off the scale. Right, okay, that's very interesting. So, Chris, ready? So, 3, 2, 1, go. Just do that sum that I've asked you to do as quickly as possible. And so she's focusing. You can see, and I'll point some of these physical things out as she goes along, and her hair's looking nice, isn't it? But there's all sorts of distractions going on. But she's focusing because I know she likes me and she loves me and she's trying to do this properly. And there's all sorts of things going on. Oh, excuse me. But you know, these things happen, right? And and she's done 30 seconds now. She's completely lost the plot already. But the point is, right? The most important thing is she's going to go back and start again or whatever where she. But there's all sorts of things happening. This is happening all the time. The room's too hot. We're adjusting ourselves. Noise comes in. She's doing really fine and all that. So 20. Oops, Daisy, where's that defibrillator? So 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's the answer, Chris?
203.
Fantastic, fantastic. There's no answer, but it's just okay. So what I want you to do now is just relax your shoulders, and then I want you to just through your nose now. I just want you to breathe in and out. And when I do this, in 2, 3, 4, 5. So all the way in through your nose, and all the way out. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Out 2, 3, 4, 5. All the way in 2, 3, 4, 5. Out 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice and relaxed. Breathe gently all the way in. Big breath all the way in. Big breath all the way out. I'm just going to leave you. Make sure your in breath and your out breath are the same length. All the way in, all the way out. Marvellous. Much better now. All the way in. Okay, so just come back to me now, Chris. Relax your shoulders, relax your eyes. Big breath in as far as you can go, nice and gently. And big breath out. So as far as you can go in, and as far as you can go out. And I'll just leave you at that pace. So you do it to suit your pace, what seems natural to you. Fantastic. Marvelous. God bless you, Chris. You're wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You go and sit back down there and I'll explain what's happening. If I can just really push this point here. This is Chris using her breathing technique to change the way her heart's working. Okay. And when she was trying to do that sum, which is a swine of a sum to do really, but this is the way her heart was responding to this. So what was going on in her psychology, the psychological stress, was immediately sending a signal to her heart that caused all this. You see what I mean? Incoherence, that's called. So if it's a bit like driving a car, we've got two parts of the nervous system I mentioned before, yin and yang, sympathetic, parasympathetic, either in Pingala. What actually happens is, it's like driving a car, accelerator and brake. When we're under stress, we drive our car like this. So the car and the heart, you know, that's the analogy I'm sort of using. That's what's actually happened. But most people have got no idea that that's happening in a state of stress. And that's what impacts upon the heart. By changing the way that you breathe and by changing your emotion, you can bring your heart working in this coherent way.